Maja John Madden Juanito sitting in a conference room at the Fletcher Rehab Center in Fletcher, North Carolina. I want to make an entry about the dialectic between taking charge, making things happen, and surrender and letting go. It's one of the great spiritual dialectics. You need to have them both, and you need to know when to do each, and you need to get better at each of them. So in the last 5 years of travel, I got incredibly better at taking charge, making my environment reflect what I needed it to be like. I talked along the way about free feng shui, which is not a bunch of rules about how to make your environment better, but listening to yourself about what needs to shift, what needs to be moved where, how could I make my current environment reflect my own self and my own energy in a way that feeds me. And oftentimes it means messing with other people's environment or messing with some public environment or coming into a conference room progressively in the course of just 2 weeks here in the rehab center, moving from being in a wheelchair to just stop using a walker, even though they expect everybody here to use a walker. Nobody gave me permission to stop using a walker. I just stopped using it. And I was just so self-confident about this. They said, oh, he must have gotten doctor's orders that he doesn't need a walker anymore. No, I just took it for myself. And I use this conference room and like it a lot and come down here to dance in the morning and to do videos. And I just did a bunch of dancing, mostly down at that end, and then came down here and sat on the sofa and did some journaling and fussing with my videos. And then I wanted to shoot another video, and I wanted good light for it, and the only light that was on was that middle one, because that gets left on at night. I thought, well, I want to sit for this video. I've been moving a lot. It feels right to sit for the video I'm about to make. This is the video about the video I'm about to make. And I thought, but the light is shitty over here. The light at that point, you couldn't see me over here. So, well, I've learned how to turn on the other two lights. The switch is outside. I just looked around and figured things out for myself. I have not yet figured out how to get these lovely little lights to turn on. I've plugged them both in over there, but they don't turn on. And I want to ask somebody, well, how do you make those lights work? Because I think they'd be sweet, especially when I come down here at 1 or 3 or 5 in the morning, which I do. I'm an artist, and I get up, and I also have a roommate who's really noisy, and they wrap his bandages at like 3 in the morning. He's interfered with my sleep a lot. And rather than struggling to get back to sleep, I say, okay, let's get up and go do shit. So I come down here. And have learned to tell my nurses where I go because it's their job to know where their people are. And if you've been in the hospital at all, they'll look in around here. The code is, are you okay? You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. No, he's gone. He's gone. He went somewhere. Well, I've learned to let them know where I go at night. Yeah. So you got to have both the dialect, and I'll put a link to my audio about don't fall for the massage girls of Playa del Carmen, and don't fall for nurses, which I've had 6 months of being in hospitals and have fallen for nurse after nurse after nurse. And I'm going to make a video now about what I've learned about how close that is to being spiritual, because it's all about love. Sex is all about love, really. And how in the last couple of days I turned a corner where I let go of the addiction. Oh, I'm just going to say it right here. I'm just saying it right here. I have gotten it. I'm not done with doctoring yet because I still have cancer in my kidneys and not functioning very well, not draining fluids. So I have some doctoring still. But the big one, the 6 months of renal failure, is over. And I no longer have a piece of rubber up my dick. And I'm a free man, okay? For a guy, that's a deal. That's a deal. No carrying Foley bag around full of pee. Oh, yuck, it was so terrible. I'm free of all that and incredibly much happier. And I think because of that new sense of well-being, I was able to let go of the little crutch I was carrying, which was infatuation after infatuation over nurses. And some of them were very healthy in some ways. The nurse would just light up. I've done some really wonderful things for nurses in terms of affirming them and reflecting their wonderfulness. But I kept holding on to the addictive thought that we'll pop this one out of this relationship and we'll have she'll be my girlfriend or some shit like that. And it ain't happening. And I made a video just yesterday morning where he said, do you see it? How parallel this was to the relationship you had with the massage girls of Playa del Carmen, where you thought Marielle was going to fall in love with you and you finally got it. No, this is a business. No. And this is a business for the nurses. And they're at their best, they're genuinely empathetic and genuinely care about you. And you've had some great things. And a couple from here may still end up being mentoring clients. Lydia, the speech therapist, and Noelle, the nurse, are so high quality, so sharp, that I would love to mentor them. And it wouldn't have to be romantic or sexual at all. I would just love to mentor them because they are ready to go to the next level, and I would like to help them do that. So that's the surrender. That's the surrender part. And by the way, love and sex are the best addiction. If you're going to get addicted to something, that is just an inch off the spiritual path because it's about love. And sex is one of the greatest healing forces in the world, so greatly underestimated and so bastardized and so tainted in our society. But part of my mission is to redeem all that and to remind us, hey, it's fun, and it makes people happy. It makes you happy, it makes the other person happy. It's great stuff. Forget everything you learned from the church. No, it's great stuff. And forget all the ways it's been, tarnished by Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement. Yeah, when men are out of line, they need to be slapped back and maybe sent to jail. But that's not what it's all about. Don't lose track. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Sex is, I got it from the Talking Heads 30 years ago in Chicago, Little Creatures. From the sleep of reason, a life is formed. We are creatures of love. We're all creatures of love. We're creatures of love, baby. That's how we got here. From sex. You did not get here without somebody fucking, okay? And if you walk around thinking there's something wrong with fucking, well then, what are you saying? You shouldn't have been here? Do you get how crazy that is? How crazy it is to think there's something wrong with sex? No, it's crazy. And I alone, me and Donald Trump, I alone do this. No, there's a lot of people on the right track. And the massage girls of Playa del Carmen, period, is pretty much on the right track. It gets it that there's nothing wrong with sex. Playa del Carmen, the Riviera Maya, they get it that there's nothing wrong with sex. They celebrate sex. And I've learned from that. And I've learned not to fall for a particular girl. As soon as I take all that fabulous energy and attach it to one object and say something special is supposed to happen here, that's where I become imprisoned. That's the addictive part. And because I have popped loose of that in the last 24 or 48 hours, that's part of why I'm so over the moon happy today. Over the moon happy. Yeah. 9 minutes. I just talked for 9 minutes. Why did I talk for 9 minutes? It's a long time. Tom, I'm sorry. I'm aiming for 3 minutes. My buddy Tom wants me to do 3-minute art pieces, and I want to do 15-minute storytelling. So can you live with 9 minutes, Tom? Come on, deal with it. Bye.